Listen, bases loaded, bottom of the ninth. I just want to say, listen, giving up is too easy. And I'm going to say this again. Giving up is too easy. It's too easy to say I quit. It's too easy to say I don't feel good. It's too easy to say I don't want to record. It's too easy to say I don't want to go outside. It's too easy to say I'll never try again. That's too easy. That's why a lot of people give up, because it's easy to give up. I'm not playing with this video, and I'm going to say this again. Listen, even though we do have compassion, and we must have compassion, it's only right. That's what the Lord wants us to have. You guys have to understand, but it's also easy for us as individuals to also throw in a towel. It's also easy for us as individuals to say, listen, I didn't sign up for this. But let me tell you guys something. If you stay in the fight, and I'm going to say this again, if you stay in the fight, and I mean long term, listen, it might pay off in 14 years. And listen, I don't care what anybody says. I look at faith like this. I see it through. And if I see myself living by that beach, it's already been done. The only thing that I could do is continue to water the plant. That is it. Once you plant the seed, all you could do is water the plant with consistency. And I'm going to say this again. Once you plant the seed, all you could do is water the plant with consistency. Nothing more, nothing less. When it comes to stress, let me tell you guys something. If you lost your job, okay, bet. It's going to sting. It's like a bee. And I'm going to say this again. It's like getting stung by a bee. It's just a quick boom. Listen, life goes on. You cannot fight to be in another man's house. You cannot fight to be in another corporation house. You cannot fight for anybody but yourself. And I'm going to say this again. You cannot fight for anybody but yourself. As you get older, 9 out of 10, health problems are real. And I'm going to say this again. 9 out of 10, as you get older, health problems are real. So you guys have to stop and think. As you get older, trust and believe, a lot of these jobs, they might think twice on hiring you. Because they like, oh, he's coming with health problems. Let me tell you guys something. You got to own something eventually. You got to boss up eventually. But you'll never boss up if you throw in a towel. You'll never boss up if you sleep in the streets. You'll never boss up if you hold your head down. Listen, when it's all said and done, life is never going to change. People could protest. And I'm going to say this again. People could protest 24/7 all around the world. But when it's all said and done, once they bring the military in, once they bring the National Guards in, guess what? Nothing is going to change. The only thing that you could do is be the change that you want to see in this world. And I'm going to say this again. The only thing that you could do as an individual, the only thing that you could do as a hardworking man, the only thing that you could do is go on a generational run. And I'm going to tell you why. Because, see, when you go on a generational run, your kids will not have to endure what you endure. You got to ask yourself, do you want your daughter getting fired? Do you want your son getting fired? When it's all said and done, if you don't go on a generational run, guess what? Your daughter, she will be getting fired. If you don't go on a generational run, your son, he will be getting fired. So the choice is yours. You got to ask yourself, are you going to put an end to this? Or are you going to go on a generational run? Because if you don't go on a generational run, if you don't put an end to this, guess what? It's never going to stop. It's been going on before you was born. And guess what? It's going to continue to go on after I leave this earth, after you leave this earth, after nosotros, we leave this earth. It's going to go on forever. Forever, ever, forever, ever. This is never going to end. And I'm going to say this again. This is never going to end. That's why all it takes is one. And I'm going to say this again. All it takes is one. When you see a lot of families today that look like they're shining, you feel me? Sipping lemonade in the shade, that's because one person was bold enough. It only takes one person to change a generation. And I'm going to say this again. It only takes one person to change a generation. But let me tell you guys something. On this journey, things will happen. And a lot of these things that will happen to you, you might feel like, wow, I can't believe it. But guess what? You have to expect the unexpected on this journey. And I'm going to say this again. This is a path less traveled. A lot of men, they do not want to go the route of bossing up. They do not want to go the route of ownership. They do not want to go the route of being their own boss. But let me tell you guys something. Whenever a corporation say go, you got to go. It's their house. Whenever a mom and pop, you feel me, job said you got to go, guess what? He started it back in Italy in 1920. So guess what? You got to go. You never want to be in a position where you're literally living this life and you literally living in fear because you might lose income. Let me tell you guys something. Right now, fitness, listen, it is booming. It takes dedication. It takes hard work. But when it's all said and done, when it comes to social media, I always tell you guys to focus on content, uploading content. When it comes to fitness, I'm telling you, this is going to be content that's going to be, listen, classic. It's not going anywhere. When it's all said and done, you guys have to understand, fitness content is the best content because, first of all, you kill two birds with one stone. You inspire people. And not only that, guess what? You also help yourself on the journey. See, helping others is the best way to help yourself. And I'm going to say this again, helping others is the best way of helping yourself. If I wasn't helping the FLS, if I wasn't helping people on YouTube, there's no way I could make it through. No way. I'm here to tell you. You're probably thinking, Mr. Keep It Simple, you've been through a lot. Listen, I agree. Estoy de acuerdo. But I plan to record videos. I plan to make videos. I plan to help others on a daily basis. So that's how I made it through. And I'm going to say this again. Me wanting to upload a video is the reason that I didn't throw in the towel. Me wanting to help somebody to get back in a fight and make it out their mama's house is the reason I didn't quit. Me wanting to help somebody to go on a generational run and to be the first one in their family, doesn't matter where they're from, to say, listen, I changed the trajectory of my family. That's why I would never throw in the towel. You guys have to understand, inspiration is bigger than the word. It's the key to longevity. When you plan to inspire, you can't give up. Like me, like, listen, life is rough. You feel me? Sometimes it get rough around the edges. You feel me? But guess what? I will never give up because I have to help push my ecosystem. I will never give up. And that's the beauty of life, helping others. That's how you help yourself long term. See, we live in a world where people get done dirty and they lose all faith in humans. Listen, the beauty of the internet is this. We can have an ecosystem without being in the same city. We can have an ecosystem without being in the same state. We can have an ecosystem without being in the same room. And I'm going to say this again. We can have an ecosystem without being in the same room. That's the beauty of life. We don't all have to share the same space. We don't all have to be in the same room anymore. It's a beautiful day. What a time to be alive. And I'm going to say this again. What a time to be alive. But you can't give up. Giving up is too easy. To say, listen, I'm going to just give up. I'm going to start protesting. Listen, it's too easy to protest. All you got to do is hold up a sign. But guess what? To get back in a fight one more time, that takes heart. And I'm going to say this again. To protest or hold up a sign, guess what? That's easy. Matter of fact, they might pay you to do that. But to get back in a fight one more time, and to swing one more time, to get one more takedown, listen, I'm telling you, that right there takes heart. That right there is hard. See, this is why we have to go hard. Because, listen, giving up is too easy. I could give up and say, I don't want to make a YouTube video today. Guess what? I probably didn't give up for the year. But guess what? Tomorrow is not promised. So whatever you're serious about, listen, you got to go daily. You got to go daily. Listen, it's been so many times, and people that rock on my channel, they can vouch for this. When I first started YouTube, guess what? This is the first time I ever been consistent. And I'm going to say this again. This is the first time that I ever been consistent. You see what I'm saying? Like, but I see a difference now. I see a change now. This is when the breakthrough comes. Listen, until you're consistent, you cannot count it anything other than practice. And I'm going to say this again. Until you're consistent, you cannot count it as anything other than practice. You guys have to understand, practice makes better, but guess what? Practice could also make permanent. And I'm going to say this again. Practice makes better, but guess what? Practice could also make permanent as well. You guys have to understand. When I upload YouTube videos, guess what? I've been doing this for 5.5 years. It puts a smile on my face because, listen, it doesn't even feel like I'm recording that time. It feels like I'm having a normal conversation with somebody at the bus stop. It feels like I'm having a normal conversation with somebody at the post office. But guess what? That takes practice. You guys have to understand, if you keep practicing, you will improve. If you keep practicing, you will get better. But to give up, guess what? Listen, a lot of people give up, but always remember, misery loves company. And I'm gonna say this again, misery loves company. So guess what? If you say, listen, I'm gonna stop because that's too hard, guess what? There's a lot of people out there that feel the same way. And guess what? Y'all could have a pity party. And I'm gonna say this again, y'all could literally have a pity party because guess what? There's a lot of people out there that gave up because they realize it's too easy. It's easy to give up. It's easy to retreat. But understand, to everybody out there that's strong, understand on this mission, the weak will retreat. And I'm gonna say this again, on this mission, the weak will retreat. So trust and believe. If you look to your left and you realize your right hand man left you, that's because when you go on a generational run, a lot of things sound cool, but let's break it down. If nobody from your father's side really went on a generational run that could set your family up for generations, if nobody on your mother's side went on a generational run that could set your family up for generations, that means you're about to do something that's never been done before. That means the tsunami is coming. Now, you guys have to understand, like the phrase go, when it rains, it pours. And I'm gonna say this again, because when it comes to problems in life, listen, your car might break down. This is how it goes. I'm gonna give you guys step-by-step, play-by-play recipes to John Madden. Your car might break down. After your car break down, guess what? Your childhood friend probably got hit with a RICO. Now, just when it gets worse, guess what? Your job said that, you know what? You did something and everybody afraid of you and you're a threat to the company. You say, yo, but I'm an introvert. HR was like, we're not trying to hear it. So guess what? You got fired. Your car broke down. Your right-hand man got hit with the RICO. You found out not only that, the dude that got hit with the RICO, he smashed your chick. Listen, that's life. But I want to tell you guys, it doesn't matter. You cannot give up. Because a lot of people gave up. And the fact that so many people gave up, guess what? Nobody wants to talk about it. But 9 out of 10, giving up is actually supported. Giving up is actually normal now. And I'm here to tell you that, listen, if you believe in the Lord, you must have faith. And I'm going to say this again. If you believe in the Lord, you must have faith. There's no way that you could believe in the Lord and you feel that he's going to give you a bad life your whole entire life. And I'm going to say this again. Listen, as humans, we could live to be past 100, and that's 100. And I'm going to say this again. As humans, we could live past to be 100, and that's 100. So you guys have to understand, if you got tough times and you experiencing turbulence and you're only 20, guess what? You still got 80 more years. And I'm going to say this again. If you're in your 20s and you experiencing turbulence and you're going through tough times and you 30,000 feet in the air with entrepreneurship, guess what? When it's all said and done, you still got about 80 more years. Guess what? To everybody that's turning 40. Guess what? If you still haven't had your breakthrough, guess what? And if you live allowed to be 100, guess what? You still probably got about 60 more years. When it's all said and done, you guys have to stay in the fight. And I'm going to say this again. You guys have to stay in the fight because there's no telling how long you're going to be here on this earth. And I'm going to say this again. There is no telling how long you're going to be here on this earth. So with that being said, stay in the fight till the end. You can't give up. Giving up, that's too easy. Why would you want to give up? And you got to question yourself. Whenever you feel like giving up, ask yourself, why would you want to give up? That's the real question. Giving up, come on, that's too easy. Stay in the fight. Any man could develop his dream body. Once you develop your dream body, I'm telling you, that's game time.